What's good YouTube, Target here and welcome to another episode of City of Gardens scenario. In the last episode we have built this forestry industry that you see right on your screen, and today I think we can go back to our main part of the city and develop that area a bit more. So without further ado, let's start working. Alright, on the last episode I have showed you this situation over here. So basically my intention, just to remind you, was to have these buildings with the Highrise Ban, so that we have a smooth transition between our suburbs and our high-density residential. However, we found out that the Highrise Ban does not work with the self-sufficient buildings, and that's why we do not have that high-rise action that working out here. And one of the suggestions that I shared with you on the last episode was that instead of having a residential in here, we could have some normal zoning office and they would be affected by the high-rise. However, I do not really like that idea because we would then have a huge row of offices cutting through the city. And so what I think I want to do is make an additional district right in the middle of these two districts, the Madison district and the Middle district, and that district will have no organic buildings, no self-sufficient buildings, and will just be zoned with normal residential, and then we'll be able to have the high-rise ban. And yeah, I think that's the best option that we have. Eventually I will want that district to cover this entire location that I am highlighting with my mouse. I want it to end at about this road, right about over here, and these will be self-sufficient buildings and these will be normal residential. Because I do not want all of my residential to this zone all of a sudden, I think I will start very small, just like you are used to see from me. So I'm gonna pause the simulation and I'm gonna dezone this over here, and I'm gonna pretty much start another district. And I think I can go I think I can zone this entire thing actually, so let's just keep going here. Alright, district is drawn, so now I'll just have to set up the policies. I will want the high-rise ban, of course, if I can find it. Where is it? It's on oh, here you have it, high-rise ban. And let's see, what other policies can we set up in here? Oh, we definitely need the traffic ban, or the heavy traffic ban. And we also need the specialization for local produce. Okay, and that will be it. I think we can even come to this district and remove the high-rise ban. Where is it? Alright, and yeah, we have a very small district ready for development, so let's just put it on 3 speed and see how these things develop. Except of course that I need all of these to become high density residential. Yeah, so let's just pretend I did not forget that basic condition, so let's do that right off the bat, and I want all of these to be high density. Okay, because we have such a low demand for residential, this will take quite some time to develop, so that's fine. Let's just move on to other parts of the city. Alright, we seem to have a lot of demand for offices, so I think that's something that we can address right now. We can zone all of this as offices and finally complete this part of the layout. And I don't know what I'm gonna put here. Should I put some offices as well, or I'll just leave it? No, okay, I'll put some offices. That's good. And yeah, let's keep developing this area. I think this is actually a good time to think about the second connection of our metro. So we have a train station or a metro station over there, and I think I can put a second one. And let me see, where will be a good place for it? I think I will put it right about over here. Okay. And we can now connect everything and connect these two stations. Let me just make a small curve. If I can estimate the length of it, let's come at about 2 blocks and 2 blocks over here as well. Let's continue and make a straight line and do another connection, or another curve, should I say. And now we can simply connect these two curves. Okay, perfect. Now we can expand the line. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. And let's make and rebuild the stops. Alright, perfect. Now we have a connection to this part of the city as well, which is perfect. And we can now zone this new thing with some offices. So let's do that right away. And put some offices in here. And we probably should also think about parks. Oh, and check this out. People are already using the metro like crazy. And our downtown area is getting very attractive indeed. That's exactly what I want to see. But anyway, we were under the process of selecting parks to put in our city. And I think I want to put some more plazas. And unfortunately, this plaza does not fit here, which is a shame. But I think I'll put one at about here. And another one right next to it. And we should now have a full land value over here. Yeah, that's good. That's a nice leisure condition. And I don't know if I want these buildings to rebuild right next to the plazas. Let me see what I've done in here. No, I've actually left a blank space, so I think that's what I'm gonna do. First and foremost, I'm gonna grab the pathway. I am gonna make a small separation. And I'm gonna zone this. Okay, much better. And here we have it. Our new buildings have now fully developed. Look at this. It kind of creates a nice contrast between the low density and the high density, just like I planned out. This is very good. And I think it's time for us to expand that district a bit further. So let's grab these additional tiles. Alright guys, check it out. That's pretty good. I like what I'm seeing already. Good. And I don't know, I probably will not want all of this to become high density. Maybe I'll convert this back to low density. I think this is too much high density, but I don't know, we'll check it out. First I want to expand the entire district. I want to check the final result, and then we can make some decisions based on what we have. In the last episode I've mentioned that I would probably like to make this railroad sunken, so that the road can go through it and not cause any traffic like the one we're about to see. So yeah, this is bad. This is a very high density road and trucks should not be allowed to stop like this. So I think that's something we can address right now. So I'm gonna pause the simulation. I'm gonna delete all of this. I am going to delete this part of the railroad. And I think we have a part that is already sunken, so I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna grab this height level. Okay. and I'm gonna apply it here. So maybe I can even make this a bit further. Oh, but because this area is already low, there's not much difference, so I'll have to do this manually. Okay, let's just check it out. Maybe I think I need to go even a bit further down, which is no problem whatsoever. Alright, good. And I don't know, let me check if this is the correct height level. No, it's not. I need to go a bit up. So let's try this out. Okay, I think this will be enough. But there's only one way to know. And maybe even a bit more. Yeah, just a tiny bit. So that the road turns out to be perfectly horizontal. And let's check it out now. Oh yeah, perfect. This is what I want. Okay, so now that we have that out of the way, we can make the small ramps that we'll use to connect both the rails, or both the rail segments. So I think I want to go and set up this location and make a small ramp over here. Okay, perfect, and let's do the same on the other side. Okay, that's pretty good, pretty good. I think it slopes very well. And now we can connect everything back again, and hopefully we will have no problems with this. No, we don't. Let's set up the height level to the way it was before. Let's just make things a bit more interesting by, not interesting, but more realistic, by smoothing the terrain a little bit. And I think that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. And we should now connect this. And oh, it automatically makes a bridge. Isn't that nice? So yeah, that's very good indeed. So now we can bring the land a bit more over here, so that the bridge is not that awkward. And yeah, I think that will work out very well. So let's just resume the simulation and see it in action. Alright, beautiful. Alright, let's take advantage of this opportunity to check on our milestones. So we have about 5,000 squares of organic and local produce already built. So we're at about a third of the total goal. Maybe I should place a lot more commercial. And we are at about halfway on the population. So not a lot of change since we have last checked out these goals. But that's because we haven't been zoning a lot more buildings, which is something that I want to do right now. I am pretty much just gonna zone a bunch of commercial because we have a lot of demand for it. So yeah, as you can see, some of these buildings are already abandoned, like this one. Actually, not a lot of them, because a while back, like 2 minutes ago, all of these buildings were abandoned, but somehow that fixed itself. That's something weird about this game. When you have a problem, sometimes what you have to do is just do nothing and let the game adjust to some changes, and the issue will correct itself, which is very weird. But anyway, we have a huge demand for commercial, so let's just zone a few more commercial over here, fill up that space. And I think we can finally finish up this part of the layout, so I'm gonna zone some commercial over here as well, and all of this can be residential pretty much. Alright. Alright, that's pretty good. Let's check out what is the leisure situation in this area. Oh, that's absolutely gorgeous. And I think we can zone some more residential about this coastline. Well, not coastline, but right about on this avenue. Right next to the highway. And we'll zone all of this with residential and also some residential over here. And I think I will want to make a small path that will connect at about here, here, and here. And we can dezone this. See, there we go. This is what I was talking about. So all of a sudden these buildings get this issue, the not enough buyer for products, which I thought would be fixed by placing a cargo terminal, but apparently it isn't. And then suddenly they go abandoned. But if I wait a long time, the issue will eventually get fixed, so I don't know. There are a lot of mechanics that I still have to understand about this game. Another thing that some of you suggested a few episodes ago is that because we already have this elevated highway, there is no need for us to have these tunnels. And I agree with you. As I have explained, I've done this because at the time there were a lot of pillars in the way, and because I was being a bit rushed, I didn't want to rework this thing. But now that I have some time, I think I want to do that right now. So I'm just gonna pause the simulation and I am gonna delete these tunnels. Okay, and I cannot forget to delete the sunken part as well. That's good. And I want pretty much to make some straight lines that will connect both ends of the district. So now we need to rethink this area at about over here. So how about 6 blocks? Is that enough? Yeah, I think it is. Let's do the same here. And 6 blocks. Let's just delete this segment of highway and let's just connect it back. Perfect. And maybe we can do the same here. So let's go at about 6 blocks. It's here. And 6 blocks over here as well. Delete this segment of highway. And there we go. Now I'll just have to rebuild this highway and hopefully I'll be able to do that without messing up anything. And it's not a 3-lane highway but a 2-lane. So we need to keep that in mind. And the same at about here. Perfect. And now I just need to find a way to make these connections a bit prettier. You know what, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. I kinda like the shape that these very straight angles do. I was thinking about curving these roads and make everything a bit more organic, but I think instead we can make something else. I want to take advantage of these right angles, so I'm gonna pause the simulation. I'm gonna come at about over here and maybe we can do something a bit different just for a change. Okay, over there, and maybe I want to draw a pathway over here so that we still have that zoning space. And yeah, I think I will have a pathway crossing around this part. I think that will look pretty fantastic. But let me just do the same on this side. First and foremost, I need to delete that. Okay, come about here, and I need to connect it there. Perfect. Let's just make another pathway to prevent zoning. This one can even go at about here. And now I want to connect this. And let's say I need to delete a bit of highway again. And connect it at about... You know, perhaps we can even do something different. Let me just grab the highway again. And come at about Let's see, I want to make a pillar as close as possible to the road. I think this will be it. Let's do the same here. And let's draw a pathway that will come. Okay, this is impossible, but over here I think it's pretty good. And let's connect everything. Where is the highway again? Here it is. And alright, perfect. And we can delete this ugly highway or this ugly pathway and rebuild it over here. That's very good. And yeah, I think that's what I want. I think that's perfect. I can even make a small pathway over here again. And oh, I cannot forget to connect over here. And yeah, I think that will work very well indeed. I think we'll keep it. I just want to make a few adjustments. Maybe I will gonna come at about over here and at about over here as well and connect it there. Alright, perfect. And I think the pathways help out to connect the two districts a bit better and not have just a random gap of highway in the middle. And that will work out pretty well. So I'm just gonna do the same on this side now. Alright, that's pretty good, I like it a lot. And something else that I was thinking about was how we could connect these two pathways. And I think I already have the answer. I wanna come at about... Okay, so let's make a segment of pathway over here. Let's delete this. Let's come at about here. And I think this will be enough for us to create a diagonal path. Yeah, that's good. Look at how it connects. That is just beautiful. And we'll delete some houses over there, but that's fine. Let's delete this. These were some guidelines that we do not need anymore. And connect it over here. Okay, and that's a very interesting connection. I really like it. We'll keep it. Alright, finally, just to wrap up this episode, I'm gonna take you to this district again. And we can already see that the transition between high density and low density is much better. We now have this segment of buildings which are extremely pleasant, and I think we can now expand a bit more of our district. So let's just do that. Alright, but that's going to be it for today. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. If so, please consider giving it a like, it really helps out my channel. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you want to follow the development of this city. And finally, if you want to connect with me on social media, don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, have fun!